Hi, my name is Kurt Erskine, and I'm the pastor of His Words, His Ways Fellowship. We are a church plant meeting in Glen Alpine, North Carolina at the Dance Factory, which is on Carbon City Road. One of the things we focus on is being a disciple of Jesus, and you hear that a lot nowadays, but you don't necessarily hear why it's so important. And so we'd like to give you the purpose behind discipleship. The end goal of discipleship is that men bring glory to God by being reconformed to the image of God that they were originally created to be. Now, that's kind of a mouthful, and the next question is, well, how do you do that? Well, you're conformed to the image of God that you were originally created to be by being conformed to the image of Jesus, who was the perfect image of God. Well, then we've got to ask the question of, how are we conformed to the image of Jesus? And this is why it's so important to make disciples. In the first century, a disciple was someone who imitated their master. So we are conformed to the image of Jesus, who is the perfect image of God, by imitating him as his disciple. So this becomes important. What is a disciple? Well, a disciple is someone who imitates their master by knowing everything their master said and knowing everything their master did. So the way we imitate Jesus as his disciple is to begin by learning his words, his ways, which is where the name of the church comes from. Now, then you ask the question of, well, where do you do that at? Well, one of the things that was important was that Jesus not only made disciples, he also demonstrated in what setting to make disciples. So we call that a relational environment. So Jesus, not only would he go out and preach to the crowds, but then after he had preached to the crowds, he would gather in his disciples around him in a circle, and in a relationship with them, he would teach them to be his disciple. So we go from learning Jesus' words and ways to doing it in a relational environment, because discipleship is not a passive process. You just don't sit on the couch and become a disciple of Jesus. But it's an active, interactive process where you meet together with other people who are being disciples of Jesus and learning to imitate him, and you encourage and build one another up. So if you're interested in being a disciple of Jesus, come and visit us, and you can visit us on the internet. Our website is hiswordshisways.com. Again, that's hiswordshisways.com. Thank you.